Hey everybody, it's GolemX and welcome back to some more Magic Green, and today we're going to be playing a traditional draft. This is a best of 3 draft like you would be playing at your local Friday Night Magic or in any tournament setting. So it's going to be 3 rounds of best of 3. No matter how well we do, we could go 0-3 and still play all 3 rounds. Without further ado, let's get into the draft, starting with our pack 1 pick 1 here. There's a lot of great options. Shiva and the side quest are great uncommons here. We've got a pretty solid rare with the Ninja's Blades, letting us draw and discard a card every time we hit our opponent. Also potentially make our opponent lose some life, but I'm really partial to side quest Hunt the Mark. This is a removal spell that gives you a treasure when you use it, and if you get 3 or more treasures, you get to also get a big creature out of it. And it's giving you a treasure off of any removal you're using later, or if you're trading creatures off during your turn. So this is not that hard to be a removal spell and a creature all off of one spell, and any card like that plays tremendously well. Pick number 2, this pack is really bad. Both of these rares are not playable in draft. We have Omega, which is a solid ramp target for like the green-blue ramp decks. Maybe just speculate on that. You can play Sultai, playing black, blue, and green in the same deck. Alternatively, Ice Magic is fine. Efficient removal. I think those are really the only 2 cards worth even really looking at, unless we want to go for like Crossroads Village. The T-Raxar is fine too. It's a way to stabilize in green. This is not what you want to see pick 2. These are the kind of picks I like to take about like halfway through the pack. Oh, let's go for some more interaction here. Get Ice Magic. Pick 3. Looks like that worked out pretty reasonably well because Sleep Magic's one of the best cards in this pack. One of the things I don't love about Sleep Magic, because it's an aura-based removal spell, is it doesn't work well with Cornered by Black Mages. So if we do go heavy black and we run Cornered by Black Mages that makes our opponent sack a creature, they can just sack whatever we enchanted with Sleep Magic, so that could be awkward. So White Aura Sight is a removal spell that pairs better with black as a color. And these are both pretty comparable in power level. The Sleep Magic is more efficient, but White Aura Sight can deal with a wider variety of cards, and it ramps you up. It's a mana rock at the same time, so it's one of these 2. They're both quite good. I think since we have an Ice Magic, I am supposed to double up into blue here, but I could see the argument for White Aura Sight for sure. Delving deeper into blue has worked out quite fine for us, though, because there's also Dragoon's Wyvern here to get an evasive threats. If we want to keep going to black with that side quest, there is that one issue I was talking about, though, where there's the Cornered by Black Mages that doesn't work super great with Sleep Magic. Now, they're both great cards individually, so we would still run them in the same deck, but it will be awkward if we draw Sleep Magic before the Cornered by Black Mages. So there is that. You know, I think this side quest is strong enough, and the Cornered by Black Mages plays well with it, that I am still going to give Cornered by Black Mages the nod here. I think Wyvern and Cornered by Black Mages are comparably powerful cards, so instinctually I would be like, well, take the Wyvern over the Cornered by Black Mages because of the Nombo with Sleep Magic, but because of the quality of side quest, I'm still going to go for that Cornered by Black Mages. And that may have worked out wrong here because we got the blue-red signpost uncommon here that's pretty strong if you have a bunch of 4 mana value or greater spells in your deck. So we might be pushing towards blue-red here. That works great with our Ice Magic. Works great with the side quest technically, but we'd have to play a 3-color deck for that, go for some Grixis control stuff, but let's speculate on the Emperor. Alternatively, I have really liked Quistis. So we could be playing Quistis here to recast a Cornered by Black Mages or Ice Magic. And it'll still be good if blue-red is open and we push in that direction. Yeah, you know what? Quistis is actually pretty sick. Go for the Quistis there. Pick 6, call the Mountain Chocobo, though, for blue-red. The only particularly interesting card in this pack, You're Not Alone, is fine in aggro, but we're not really doing that. Pick 7. Light Up the Stage is really bad in blue-red, because you have some pretty expensive non-creature spells that could get stuck in exile. Not to mention counter spells because you're playing blue. So I'm not interested in that. Blazing Bomb would be fine. Or if we want to try to play all 3 of these colors and go for like a full Grixis control, some Blitzball fixing could be fine. I'll go for the Blazing Bomb. I'm not high on Laughing Mad. The only deck that would really want this is blue-red, and that deck gets way better card draw spells out of blue anyway. Pick number 8. Ether triggers mana value 4 or greater stuff. It's also pretty narrow, but the rest of this pack's really mediocre anyway, so speculate on it. Pick 9, Shiva. Well, we're playing blue. I can tell you that we are playing blue. And there's still a bunch of red cards here. We didn't wheel the blue-red card, but that's to be expected. Blue-red is the strongest archetype in the set by a little bit. Take a Light of Judgment. So we will be fighting at least one player in this pod for blue-red, but with how open blue looks, I don't think we're going to have an issue there. Alright, both of our black spells are double black, so they're really hard to cast in a 3-color deck. I don't think we get to try to do the Grixis thing here. Let's go pure blue-red, pivot onto that as we move into pack number 2 here. Pack 2, pick 1. Minor bummer here, a bit of a dud in terms of these uncommons and the rare. But we do get an Ice Magic here, which is flexible and can be cast for 4 mana or greater to trigger all that stuff. So we'll take an Ice Magic. This is a bad pack. I like Tonberry, Staff, and Chocobo Kicks. There's one good card in each of the 3 colors we're not playing, and that's kind of it. Double Ether. Wombo combo. Barret doesn't really do anything in blue-red. Laughing Mad is super filler. Damper super filler. And Edgar doesn't do anything without artifacts on your board, and we have 0 artifacts drafted right now. Okay, we have 1. We have 1 copy of Ether, which doesn't stick around. It exiles itself. So I guess we're just on like Capital City here. Speculative fixing. We can cycle it when we're flooded. Pick 3. I don't like how pack 2 is going at all so far. Salaz's Chocobo is the best card by a lot. We didn't get anything in green in pack 1 though, and I don't remember it being particularly open. That feels wrong to speculate on here. Just take a blue-red duel for a Scorpion Sentinel. Grab a duel here. Okay, Sorceress's Schemes is really good with the right instants and sorceries to pick up. Like this is the direction for Golgari stuff. Really gotta find some red burn spells. Gonna have to draft those incredibly highly in pack 3, it looks like. Because they are not here. Pack 2. Maybe we just need to splash in Veins Treacheries and stuff as our cheap removal. Take cards like Trino highly. I'm going to take it over a second Light of Judgment here, speculatively. That is the splash into Grixis control here, off of a Capital City, at least, and hopefully more fixing. Pick 6, hunt the mark. Alright, well, we're splashing into red then. Weird. Seems the Guna are cornered by black mages. Now I have a Stuck in Summoner's Sanctum and a Sleep Magic that get worse. With Cornered by Black Mages, but Cornered by Black Mages gets better in duplicates. Just super low creature count, all removal, blue-black control. Yeah, come on in. Circle of Power, pick 8. Okay, black's way more open than red. Demon Wall. Just be blocking early. Play Sleep Magic and Stuck in Summoner's Sanctum for now, but Stuck in Summoner's Sanctum is certainly the first cut once we get to 23 non-land playables. I think we play Tonberry here. It doesn't do anything on blocks. And I'm super low creature count, so I need blockers more than I need attackers by quite a bit. Take a Crossroads Village. There's a Scorpion Sentinel. Wheeled all the way around because blue's pretty open here. Not that that's like a super good card, but it was like the only blue card in that pack. This deck cannot play a fight on. The creature count is way too low. So I guess we can splash in Sorceress's Schemes to recast our removal spells. It's a solid splash, I think. 2 lands towards it. Baron. Actually, 3 lands. Baron, Capital City, and Crossroads Village. Nice. Yeah, that's a reasonable splash already. Pack 3, pick 1, another cornered by black mages. Blue-black control all day. Honestly, I have one card draw spell so far. You definitely do want critical massive removal spells and card draw spells. I don't think it'd be crazy to take combat tutorial here over cornered by black mages. I think I would take combat tutorial over like another treachery or something. But I do like getting more of the wizard tokens, so I'm going to take the cornered by black mages still. Pack 3, pick 2, syncopate looks great here. Black mage's rod gives us more pinging for a win con. We don't have a ton of win conditions, so Ultimecia is also a pretty big one. But Ultimecia could wheel. Could wheel. I'm going to go syncopate here, get a counterspell into the deck. Another Ultimecia. Sephiroth's Intervention. Dreams of Laguna for card draw. Take Sephiroth's Intervention, more targeted removal that can kill anything. This is going to be an annoying deck for sure. Pack 3, pick 4. Pretty easy for us to flip a card collection here. That said, we don't have a lot of creatures to crew it, as the big problem there. Play a Golbez just as a 2-mana 1/4. Could play a Blitzball for fixing and ramp. A lot of decent options. There's an Emperor, but we're off blue-red now. Red is the splash. It's the side quest or the Golbez. Go for the side quest here. I was looking for more card draw and card selection. Here's a great counter spell, Swallowed by Leviathan. Surveil 2 and then counter. Usually counter anything. Another Baron for fixing. Another Black Mage's Rod to get more pings. And actually get some damage rolling in. I'll make sure this mana is as consistent as possible. Play the Baron here. We're not going to play any of these. Could be the Elixir control deck and be a complete villain. Our win condition is them milling out, because eventually we just have a bunch of removal spells in grave and then shuffle them all back in. Elixir is not a good card. I do not recommend playing it pretty much ever. But this could be a fun, evil strategy for this deck. 4 non-basic lands. This is 24 non-land cards. Yes, I can cut one of these. Just these off the splash. I was considering pick 1ing this combat tutorial, so I'm really happy it wheeled. We're certainly in the market for card draw in this archetype. Ultimecia wheeled. That is less surprising, as she has a very narrow 2-color spell. Quite powerful in this kind of deck, though. I get to cut the Ether. Second Ultimecia. Fun. Got the stupid Elixir win con, though. This deck's probably better on double Ultimecia, no Elixir. Yeah, we'll just do that. Ultimecia's the win con. I think I need a Blitzball. We've got 1 red spell. Take a Merchant for some sideboard options. Our opponent has a bunch of 2/1s and stuff. We can play the 1/4. This is a best of 3 draft. I always forget that. I'm so used to doing best of 1 that anytime I do a traditional draft, because I'm trying to get my 40th out of 38 playing points, I always forget that I'm doing best of 3, because I played best of 1 99% of the time. But we kind of have a sideboard here, just the amount of on-color spells we managed to draft, which is fun. I could sideboard into the Elixir deck if it seems like a matchup where that'll work out. That could be a fun way to try to win it, but for now, I guess probably just the standard. Ultimecia's as win conditions, bunch of ping damage from the mages so that they do actually get the kill off the big time-walking menacer. Very solid deck here, really good fixing going, tons of great removal. Solid controlling strategy. We'll just wrap it up, call it a deck here, hop into the gameplay, and see how this does. Alright, here we are on the play for game 1, and this is what a control deck wants in its opener. Efficient removal, and then card draw to get ahead in the card economy. Reno and Rude. No. I will be rude today. the Sorceress's Schemes once we hit our red mana. Pick up our Vane's Treachery really easily. There's Sephiroth's thingy for the next creature if we need to. Mycetian Elder. This is not a great matchup for us. Playing against a bunch of Black Mage tokens or any creatures that spit out multiple creatures off one card. We could have some issues. So Rakdos is kind of a scary matchup because of all the Black Mage tokens. Vincent Valentine, you say? Well, we're going to go on a side quest to blow him up. And this is why I haven't played Intervention here. I don't think it would be insane to go ahead and blow up a Wizard token here or something. But if I wait till I have the side quest on the board, I can actually get a blocker off this eventually. And of course the treasure tokens as well. Oh my god, Vial Smasher. So every spell they cast is shooting me equal to its mana value, so we definitely need to kill him too. So that'll be the play here. Intervention. That. Get another treasure and pass. Warrior's Sword, Ice Magic is great against that. Doesn't count as it dying. So I just bounce the token here. During their end step. The problem is, late enough now, I've killed enough of their cards, they can just keep moving the Warrior's Sword to something else and keep getting like a decent threat, but it is still going to soak up a bunch of their mana, so I think I'm fine to do this here. Cornered by Black Mages. That works, that flips the side quest, that's good enough for me. I do need to keep all these treasures out, so I can't cast another spell that turn. And still flip the side quest. Circle of Power. Draw 2, get another wizard. Shambling Seath. 3/3 keeps coming back when they cast non-creature spells. That's pretty good against removal as well. Ultimecia. Alright, so we're turning the corner here and playing the aggressor. With that as the draw. 5 cards in grave. I need 8. I'll be at 7 off the Surveil if I really want to be, but if there's anything really good, I'll just keep it. Circle Power is really good. Even Sentinel's really good. Okay, they just scooped there. We got a pretty firm lead on that game. We have the much better board state, and we're setting up good draws there. So there's the concession from our opponent, and that was just a beautiful showing of how we want this deck to play out. Just stay protected in the early game, get a little bit ahead on cards, do some digging, and find those big late game creatures to flip things around on our opponent. Yeah, I don't think we really have anything specific against Rakdos. Don't really want to play more tap removal with my 3 cornered by Black Mages. In fact, the Sleep Magic maybe shouldn't even be in the main deck because of triple cornered by Black Mages. So I could swap out Sleep Magic here for maybe the Merchant. The 1/4 doesn't look great here because like this has Menace anyway. It's 2/3. I mean, I guess it like blocks for a while, but it's not like killing anything on blocks regardless. Yeah, I'll just keep the deck as it is here. Maybe like Elixir over Sleep Magic might be the deck. Alright, we got 2 double black spells in this hand and not a single swamp. So we need this Sentinel and the Ice Magic to buy us a lot of time. Feel like they can do that in this matchup, though. I'm going to keep here. There's the first black source off Capital City. That also grants us access to Sorceress's Schemes to pick up the Ice Magic, so that's another piece of interaction. Cool, and now this Vane's Treachery means we've got 3 mana removal spell as well. 3 mana because I have to filter mana through the city. Cool. Ooh, and there's the next black source I needed. Perfect. Take a hit here and then bounce their biggest spell. Perfect. I was going to bounce whatever 3 or 4 mana creature they cast this turn, but it being the 1/1 token is just even better. Okay. I cannot wait for the Hunt the Mark here. I can't afford to do that, because that's going to be 6 mana with this hand. Because this isn't a natural black source, again, filtering through it. Sorceress Schemes on a Cornered by Black Mages twice seems genuinely fun, but now I just want a combat tutorial to hit mana here. Thick Scorpion Sentinel. It's a Demon Wall as well. Yeah, I guess I don't really need to Veins Treachery the 1/1. I mean, any creature can be scary with the Warrior Sword on their board. But we're actually kind of already playing the aggressive position. So put more stats on this board. Ready to swing for more damage in the future. Get that Menace ability later. There's Mesidian Elder again. Circle of Power. Okay. I don't really care about one specific one of these cards. I just kind of want to lower the number of them in general. I'm going to do the thing. I'm just going to start making a million Black Mages. We're going to corner by Black Mages. We're going to Schemes cornered by Black Mages. And then we side quest Hunt the Mark. Just getting the maximum number of wizards on this board. This is probably more cute than anything. It's likely better to be just starting to Hunt the Mark there. But I really like the idea of getting like 4 or 5 Black Mage tokens. Got the Circle of Power for all of them as well. Later. Syncopate. Okay, so I could Schemes and not have the mana for cornered this turn, so we got a Circle of Power. Boop boop. Draw. We did hit a land, so I can Treachery the blocker, triple boop and life gain. Sick. The Black Mage Squadron unbeatable. There's a tapped 3/3. Just need to play like 2 spells, so we try to draw into them here off of the side quest. I should have tapped Capital City. There's a concession from our opponent. I could have actually just gone to full control mode and done the fancy kill, which would be to syncopate our own card collection. Both of them would be cast to get the triggers, even if we counter the card collection and it doesn't resolve. So we should have just cast that and countered our own card collection, I guess. Gross stuff in game 1. A very, very quick victory for that whole round. That is 2-0 in round 1, heading into round number 2. Here we are for round 2. This is unfortunately unkeepable. 4 blue spells and 2 swamps. Pretty rude stuff from Marina. This is much better mana, but it is quite low. Keep and ditch a land here. Probably I'm supposed to ditch Ultimecia. But I'm on the draw. I have 4 draw steps to hit 1 land, 5 to hit 2. I'm gonna get a little greedy on this one. Tonberry starts our opponent off. Our first draw is Sorceress's Schemes. The flavor win. Let's go. Okay, they are very aggressive. Black-white deck with a curve out starting turn 1. Second 5-drop is the draw. Actually, third 5-drop. Second side quest. Already a sketchy start. We really need to draw lands and cheap removal. Mainly lands. And we have drawn a 0 so far. Come on, land off the top. Ew. It's actually kind of an awkward land for us, because we need a natural black source for double black for these, or I have to spend 6 mana to cast them. Still almost definitely have to play it, though, instead of cycling it. We just play Ultimisia on turn 5 instead and have her surveil into the next land. And then the 6th land can be any land, and we could filter mana to cast the Hunt the Marks. But yeah, we are under an astronomical amount of pressure here. They did have the 1, 2, 3 curve. Creature, 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 all 3 turns, which is great in any draft format. But really good against a slower hand like ours. We have just 1 play before turn 5. Take another 6 and go to 6 at absolute best. I don't think we can win this game. They had a very quick 1, 2, 3 curve versus a very slow 1 spell. We drew nothing castable. I mean, we hit a 4-drop, I guess, but probably not relevant. Okay, I guess it might be. Top deck a land or the game's over. Oh my god, no! Tap land is rough. Alright. Fair enough. Should have gotten rid of Tamisa, I guess. I mean, if I got rid of Ultimisia and then I didn't specifically hit a swamp, I would still be casting nothing this turn? Wait, what land did I get rid of? Did I get rid of a swamp? Oh no, I got rid of a swamp! I'm so dumb! So I would have cast side quest here if I got rid of Ultimisia. That's funny. Sure, I'll just take the lethal here. Alright. 0-1 heading into game 2. Now we know we're against a very low curve deck. They only had to cast 3 spells to win there, which is embarrassing. But that's what happens when you cast 1-drop creature, 2-drop creature, 3-drop creature that fast. So we definitely need more early interaction, like the Merchant here, ideally. The main thing is we just need to mulligan more aggressively. We didn't know we were playing against aggro. Now that we do, that hand's a definite mulligan. The hand that we kept would be quite good against like green-black, blue-red, other blue-black decks, the slower decks in the format. The hand would have been super viable, but we've got to play it a lot safer in this matchup. So let's get the Merchant in there and cut something. Honestly, maybe the Scheme Splash isn't even worth it. I mean, it's a great 2-for-1. Getting specific spells back, like Cornered by Black Mage, is also good. I'm still going to toy around with that. I still like it. Just go lower curve here. Cut the 5 for a 3. Play 1 Ultimisia. Yeah, I think the bottleneck here is going to be the early game. Like, I need to survive that early game. If I can get through that, my deck has plenty of ping damage and stuff. We can win the game without double Ultimisia. It's a lot more important that we can stabilize and survive for a long game than that we can close out that long game. That should be easy enough. If we get into a position where we're both just drawing a card each turn, we should hit the better stuff overall. Oh no. I'm gonna keep this. Mulligans are tough in best of 3 on Arena. You have a hand smoother in best of 1, which is easy to forget and doesn't really feel like it until you move over to best of 3 and then you draw hands like this frequently and actually have to mulligan like each game in a round. We got really lucky here. Our first draw was like the best land we could have drawn here. Much slower start from our opponent here. Makes us feel pretty comfortable. Just get some card draw going. Pick it up with Sorceress's Schemes. Get so many cards here. This game looks like we're in a really, really good position. There's Tonberry. And a White Mage's Staff. Cornered by Black Mages and an Ice Magic. I can wait on the card draw of like recasting something off the schemes, so we're just going to make sure that we're keeping this board under control, staying way ahead, and by doing it with Cornered by Black Mages, we're also getting our ping damage to start going faster, which is great. Speeding up our clock on our opponent. Next turn I can Sorcerer Schemes back a Cornered by Black Mages if I want. We're 2 mana away from doing that with Circle of Power. So we get 1 mana back out of this, so it's essentially 3 mana. I'm just going to Treachery one of the wizards. Get back their 3/3 from grave. Seems cool to me. Ooh, that side quest is good. Alright, well there's nothing to blow up on this board, so we're just going to roll Schemes back the card draw here. Not cast anything else. Next turn, Circle Power, Cornered by Black Mages in the same turn. Should be a very good turn. We'll also be at 7 lands for Scorpion Sentinel. It'll be a 4/4. Oof, yeah, our opponent's really stuck on mana here if they also have to Plane Cycle their Moogle. There's a Dire Rat. Sure, blow that up nice and easy. Man, Black Mage control is so fun. Probably not for our opponents, but it's fun for me. Ranger Captain of Eos gives them another creature out of their deck, so they can have 2 blockers up here. Do their best to survive. Oh, they not have a 1-drop in their deck? Oh, it's just the Tonberry that's already dead. I see. Alright, I can cast any 2 spells and win, so just cast Card Draw. Ping, ping, ping. Okay. Sack that so we can't cast non-creature spells. That's cute. Do I have an instant here? Actually don't have an instant here, so I guess they're not dead on board. I force a chump, put them back to 5. Walk there. If they do that, they gain 3, they're at 5, take 4. Yes, that's the only way I can attack here. That's cute. Yeah, I didn't even know about the bonus text on this card. Yeah, so since we didn't have any instants, we did not have a way to double ping for the kill there. But I guess if I did a targeted side quest on the non-ranger creature, then we could have killed them that turn. Regardless, they're super dead. Yeah, and there's the concession from our opponent. That is 1-1 heading into game 3, which means they're going to be on the play, and this is the scariest of the games. We need them to not 1-2-3 creature curve us, or if they do that, we do really hope to have some of our cheap pieces of interaction in that opening hand. So let's hop in there and fingers crossed. Best opening hand of the round this time. We'll see. This might be the best opening hand by a little bit that we've opened in round 2. It's not insane, but it looks like a reasonable defensive hand here. Syncopate and an Ice Magic and a 1/4 blocker. Black-white, there's the Menacer. I wish I could Syncopate, but I'm on the draw, so I can't. We'll end up Ice Magicking that soon enough. Let's Scorpion Sentinel now, because then I can hold up Syncopate, and when they don't cast anything I need to Syncopate, we Ice Magic in their next end step. Play the second black source for if we hit a corner by black mages. I get to keep a 1/1. Let's go. Ayo. Incredible top deck. Shambling, see if the 3/3 has arrived. We are drawing straight gas here. Circle of Power was a beautiful draw. And there's the red source for the Sorceress's Schemes to pick up the Circle of Power. Oh man. This deck is vile. Treachery, one of the wizards. That is a plan. They do a lot of damage, but I am going to be putting a unreasonable amount of wizards out. I'll be putting too many out for you to keep up with. That aggro going, bounce that thing back. So don't have the mana to profitably Sorceress's Schemes right now, because it's 5 mana total, so I can do a 2 mana card. I guess now that Ice Magic's in the grave I could, but in the card collection and hold up a Syncopate. One card off from flipping this. Ooh, Treachery? Oh my god. This sounds ridiculously good. Oh, they held the one up for Syncopate. Oh, pay it. Pay it. If they don't pay that, that's a very good play from them. Well played. Actually, at the same time, I don't really care that much about the Source Sight, though. I'm like, wait, I'm looking at my board, I'm like, what is it even killing? Our deck is, like, pretty great against removal, generally. We only have an Ultimecia in terms of threats that we really care about getting killed. Everything else is just a bunch of little guys working together, doing their best. I'll hold up Swallowed by Leviathan here. The card collection's going to flip here, so play a 1/4 to crew it. And I've got my counter spell up. Monk's Fist is fine. Flying creature is not, and we find lethal off of Wizard, plus the magic card here. Doesn't matter what we draw, I'll just put them all on grave. Because now I get to go crew, put them to 2, cast 2 spells. Oh, no, I just need one spell. That works too. So it'd be cast the side quest, get the treasure, use the treasure to cast Treachery. We'd have to blow up our own creatures. But it would work. And that is 2-1 in round 2. That is victory in the first 2 rounds. We have made it to the final round with a chance at that maximum prize out, which is the good stuff. The main thing I want here is the play-in points, because I'm at 38 out of 40. But 2,500 gems, 6 packs, that's also pretty great prize out. So let's see how this all wraps up as we head into that final battle. All right, here we are for the final round. We are not technically undefeated. We did lose a round in round 2. We lost a game in round 2, I should say. But we have won the first 2 rounds. We're hoping to win the third. We're against a Boros deck here, so this could be a scary matchup. Pretty fast aggro deck, potentially. We got the Cornered by Black Mages for that 3/3 here. Certainly unfortunate we lost the coin flip here, so we are going to be on the draw 2 out of these 3 games. Or, I guess if I lose the second game, then just one of them. Let's see. Well, that's great. They're stuck on 3 mana, nothing to cast here, so just hold up a Swallowed by Leviathan, I guess. Get another tap land out of the way. I went from very scared to very confident in the span of a single turn. So that's cool. Probably should have just let that resolve so we could play the side quest here. That's a really lucky draw, because if it weren't for that, I wouldn't have had anything to do here because my hand's pretty much all removal. So I really shouldn't have actually countered that. I should have just saved it so I had something to do with my removal spells. But I figure they're Boros, so they should be playing plenty of creatures for us to have the opportunity to kill. So getting the counterspell out of the way while you're holding the mana up is generally reasonable. But again, because of the way my hand was looking, I should not have countered there. Shiva? Shiva on the empty board is awkward. There's no card draw in the grave, is there? No, Sequistus doesn't really do anything. Yeah, we're vibing now. Yeah, that was just like one misplay, but that's a pretty big punt to have countered instead of removal. Oh, we can just do it now. There's Circle Power. Now I have plays without playing removal, but we hunt the mark here. Goodbye, 1/1. No Gilgamesh. They have a Firion and a Gilgamesh. That is a premium Boros equipment deck, because that's the 2 different Boros equipment rares. The 2 main ones. There's some in like the bonus sheet, I think, that work well in that deck too. Ooh. These aren't actually the greatest in multiples, because you don't want to flip both because they are legendary, so I might just hold on to this for now. Just get the first one flipping. I'm going to just Ice Magic this Warrior's Sword, I think. I could Corner by Black Mages. Yeah, that's better, because I get another Black Mage token, and it counts as dying. And I need it to count as dying to get a treasure. Ultima? That is exactly the kind of card I want to play against. 5 mana, 4/4, no enter the battlefield ability. I could Circle Power and Cornered by Black Mages if I use a treasure. I don't think I need to go that aggressive. I'm just going to make sure this thing flips. That should be more than enough here. Now that it's flipped, I can do whatever I want, and they're just going to concede. Yeah, that is what happens when our opponents have a slow start against this deck. Now, they are Boros, and they had some great cards there, like Firion, White Orosite, Samurai's Katana. So this is a matchup that can be concerning, but they had a weaker hand there. They got stuck on mana for a little bit. They didn't really get to start till turn 3. We're going to win those kind of games if they aren't getting the curve out on us. What we're worried about is when they get the curve out. So should we do some sideboarding to be a little bit more prepared for our opponent curving out against us? Probably. I'm just going to go Merchant for Ultimecia again, lower the curve a tiny, tiny bit. It's about all this deck really can do to get more early blockers. It's not really what we have available in our sideboard. We have like an Elixir if we end up in the super long matchup, but that just hasn't been the decks we've played against today, so we'll make that one little change and hop back in there for game number 2 of the final round. Snap Keep, baby, this hand's incredible. No, that is 0 lander, so that's a mole there. This is going to have to do 3 cheap spells. That's what we want on the draw against an aggro deck. And we'll have to see if the 6-card hand can compete here, or if we need to move on to game 3. So Monk's Fist to start them out. The 3/3 blocker, certainly solid against that. We'll just lead with that here. Hold up Swallowed by Leviathan, maybe? Okay, Suplex Demon Wall is fine. So I don't think I want to Cornered by Black Mage. It's just this token when I can Ice Magic it easily. So I'm going to hold up Swallowed by Leviathan. They don't cast something I really want to counter. We just Ice Magic this token. If they cast just like a decent creature, I can Ice Magic the smaller one and then Cornered by Black Mage is the bigger one. I am going to take the 2 damage to wait and see what they do here so I can hold up the counter. Item Shopkeep is fine. Alright, we'll just kill both those creatures. And Sleep Magic for the next one, which will be awkward once I hit my 2nd or 3rd Cornered by Black Mages, but the important part is that it's helping keep us alive right now and buy us time. And while it is awkward with our Cornered by Black Mages, it's good with our Shiva, so there's that. I wish Combat Tutorial were instant speed. This would be better if it was a Dreams of Laguna. We could hold up the Swallowed by Leviathan. I think I'm supposed to Combat Tutorial here. They're only hitting me for 3 on board right now. And if I draw an island, I can still shut this creature off. Okay. Good draws, but I do play it real slow for doing that. That said, not hitting another land there does mean if I hadn't done that, it'd be a really long time until I hit the 5 for Shiva. Ooh, do they got the mana for that? Ooh, that's big. Alright, 10 life here. That's the 5th mana we need for Shiva, but Weapons Bender's ability is very, very good on this board. So just stunning it or sleeping it isn't going to deal with it. We need to stop them from moving the 5 mana re-equips around for 1, so we hunt the mark and pass. The +1/+1 counter on our 0/1 was really nice here. Forces them to have the +3/+2 on this 1/1 to get it in. If they just make it a 2/1, I'll just trade to buy time. They do have the Samurai's Katana here, 3/3 trample haste. Big damage. Down to 7. Now, I have the mana to play Shiva and Ice Magic, but only if I crack a treasure. I really prefer not to crack a treasure, but am behind enough that that's going to be probably necessary here. They're going to hexproof to stop a stun? No, just draw 2. Sure. Land are the 2. Well, they get the land clump out of the way. That's still helpful for them. Equip that. Still can block with Shiva. That 5 toughness going a long way here. Are you going to combat trick? They could use the +2/+2 trick, then I counter it with ice magic, or if I double block, then even if they +2/+2 trick, I kill. The problem is if I double block and then they don't use the trick, so I think I have to single block and force them to use it. Yeah. I'm farther away from getting my dragon, but this is still really good. Now I get to hold my counter spell up. Jam. Counter unless they pay 6, if it needs to be. Okay, they just equip. And equip. Double counter in hand? This is beautiful. Got a treachery. That's 5 toughness, so I'd have to sack the wizard. Sleep magic it is. See if our 1/2 wizard can go the distance, get 10 more damage. I mean, it can hit for 2 a turn. Combat damage of 1, and then at least 1 spell per turn on average. Second katana definitely wants to be countered. That is 5 up. So I can't syncopate, because counter unless they pay 5. I can swallow by Leviathan if I mill 1. Counter unless they pay 6. Circle power is great. So we mill the swamp so that we have 6 in grave. Keep the circle of power. Circle power is actually just like exceptional here. Because we also get lifelink when we're down to 7. Gain 2 off the +1/+0. Beautiful draws. This feels pretty on lock here. Get that 3-0, get our play-in points. Let's see. Yeah, they're flooding out. Oh, this will be a nasty ending. I don't know if circle power is like lethal, but it probably is. Oh shoot, opera level song is lethal. That's funny. Or their +4/+4 trick is also lethal. I guess if they have removal, they survive the turn. But we're still very far ahead. Yeah, there's the concession. They do not have interaction there. Very, very solid final round for us. Our opponent just didn't really get the curve outs. They drew kind of slightly off curve, and this deck can do some really, really nasty stuff. If your opponents are stumbling and not able to apply a lot of pressure, that's where these control decks really, really come ahead, as we did pretty consistently today. That is a 3-0 run in this traditional draft for the maximum prize out of 2,500 gems, 6 packs, and 2 play-in points. One last look at the deck here. We've played this kind of deck a couple times before. Pure blue-black. Usually here there was a little splash for Sorceress's Schemes, which was probably completely unnecessary, but we got so much fixing within the draft that might as well. Yeah, it's just a really fun, really strong archetype. If you can get into these colors when they're really open to where you get a whole ton of interaction, removal spells, counter spells, just interaction in general plays really well in the set, really well in the format. Cards like the Hunt the Marks incentivize you to have as much removal as possible. They're more powerful the more removal you have, and you really don't need a lot of win conditions with the Black Mage tokens, as we saw there. Like, really, we just have maybe some 5/6s, and then some Ultimecias. Outside of that, just a couple random creatures and some Black Mages. And that is more than enough to close all these games out for a 3-win trophy run in this traditional draft. But that is going to end today's video. As always, I'd like to thank my patrons and YouTube members for their support, as well as you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it and you're interested in seeing some more, you can always like, comment, and subscribe to tell the YouTube algorithm send you some more in your recommended feed. If you'd like to catch me live, check out the Twitch channel in the link in the description below. If you'd like to support the channel directly, you can check out the Patreon link in the description below. But other than that, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for some more Magic Arena.